how the MAF reads the MAF bleh, I've messed that all up. What's up? Happy Friday. So the dogs are here because they're wet because it rained last night. So they're gonna stay in this little area until they dry. I already dried them off with the towel, but we always put them in that little area so they can dry off a little bit. So we got some parts finally. I know you guys have been waiting for another video, and I can't guarantee the quality of this video, but I can guarantee you that we have some parts. We have O2 sensors. Now, I didn't order all four. I should have, I know, but I only ordered the two that I've messed with. So I didn't order all four. I just the upstreams. And of course, got these from my favorite shop, FCP Euro. All right, so we got two Bosch O2 sensors. Now, I did not order OEM Porsche brand. Why? Because these are the exact same thing. Bosch is the supplier for Porsche, and this looks exactly the same as what I already have in the car. But we're also going to do this without taking anything off. We're not going to jack the car up. We're not going to pull the bumper off. Nothing. Why? I'll show you why. Because the O2 sensor is there. See it? So I should be able to reach that, no problem. So I can reach it with my hand. Yep, I can reach it, no problem. So I can reach that pretty easily on the ground, laying on the ground, without lifting the car up even an inch. So that's the plan, is to reach it from there. Now, where does that wire go up? I'm gonna show you. So if you pop the bonnet here, and put some light in there, you can see there's the wire. See the purple? It's actually blue, but it looks kind of purple. And you can follow it down that way. It goes straight down from there after a turn. Actually, it's easier to see from here. Just keep following the wire, and then right there at the end, that's where it makes the turn. That's where it turns and goes straight down to the plug. So my theory is that I'll be able to unplug it. I'll open up that clamp, follow it around here, clamp there. Those are actually just little C shapes. They're easy. And then unplug it from here. I'm gonna do the driver's side on with you guys, and then I'll do the other one off camera. And matter of fact, I didn't even realize that. From here, I can see it through the wheel. Let me show you this. If you look through the wheel, look right behind the brake disc. See it? I can see it from here. And I'm standing probably, I don't know, what is this, like 15 feet from the car? And I can look through the wheel behind the brake disc, and I can see the O2 sensor from here. So it should be relatively easy to get. Will this be easier on a lift? Hell yes. Will it be easier if I take the wheel or bumper off? Yes, but we're gonna do it without doing that, just to prove the point that you can. I forgot, I do have a 22 millimeter wrench. Why did I say 7/8? I don't remember, but I do have a 22 millimeter wrench. Plan B. So I've got the crow's foot on there. You can see that. Maybe you can. There you go. So I got the crow's foot on there, but can't get any leverage because the wheel's in the way. So we're gonna pull the wheel off. So let's jack the car up, get the wheel off, and then we can get to it probably easily. Thanks to my trusty old sketchy floor jack, I can now get easy access. I should have pulled the wheel off to begin with. So first thing we need to do is break that loose, which should be easy. There we go. That's all it takes, doesn't take much. Yeah, I should have just used my regular wrench. I don't know why I didn't, because I'm breaking it loose. Now that the wheel's out of the way, I can stick a regular wrench on here. Yeah, once it's loose, you can just spin it off. But before I spin it off, I'm gonna disconnect it up top, and then we can spin it off freely without this in the way. I just wanted to make sure that I can break that loose first, which I'm pretty sure I could. Let's go up top. That is this connector. So if you guys can see, let me zoom in. I'll unplug it from this side. All right, just to make things simple, I pulled the airbox out. Okay, so pull that end off. That's the harness end. Pull that off, and then you can pull this up out of there, and then it's free. Then you have to. That's actually not hard. There's a little gap right there. See that tab? You can open it and you can pass that through and pass it all the way through. On the dot twos, looks like all of these you can just push open like that to get this through. Let me see if that's the case. I think so. I'm gonna disconnect this one just to get it out of the way. There, pull that out from over there. All right, and just keep going. Next stop, it's right there. Pull that out and keep going. Just follow it around. Goes under this coolant pipe. Wonder if I'll be able to get it under there. I think so. Under the coolant pipe, over there, and then down. So let me do that. All right, so on the passenger side, that wire ran through, ran right here. Let's see if I get some light in there. Ran right here, through here, under this coolant line right here, and straight back. There's a clamp under the coolant line. It's impossible to see, but you can kind of feel it. You can move the coolant line out of the way, and I had it hanging right here, and from there it just goes straight down. So this one's ready to come out, minus undoing it. On the driver's side, it starts the same. Goes here, goes behind the mount, under this hose, just like the passenger side, but then somebody in the factory installed it under that line, that hard line right there. See it? I cannot get it out. Obviously they installed that O2 sensor in the factory with the engine out of the car. So we're gonna get it out a different way. This is how we're gonna get it out. Bam. That's out. Now we can just run it straight down, pull it out of the car. Here's the end I just cut off. Let's get the other end. Bam. Now we can just spin it out. Not so hard. While I'm not convinced that this is 100% bad, it's pretty dirty, but it looks normal. It's not oily. None of the holes are clogged up. But what concerns me is see all these twists over the years. And a lot of this was done by me. That's a lot of twists. And maybe it has something broken in here, or maybe in twisting those, it pulled those wires out of here. Because when I was pulling on this end, the shielding came back pretty easily and exposed the wires. So the wires may have pulled out of here, or are just barely making contact, so it doesn't have a good, good connection. Doesn't matter. We're gonna put a new one. We're gonna put anti-seize on the new one. You can see here, looks pretty good. Threads are clean. I don't know if you can see anything inside. Probably not. So let's compare new to old. I just pulled the cap off this one, and this is what the new one looks like. Very shiny. Oh, the holes are actually different shape. Oh, already has anti-seize on it. So yeah, it is a different design altogether. So the new one does have a part number. Where I just saw it, right there. It's made in Germany. The one that I just took out doesn't say anything anywhere. And I mean, this looks like the OEM Porsche one. This X was me. I put that on there so that when I took it off one time, I could count the turns. So that's one turn, you know what I mean? This one does not say Porsche, doesn't say Bosch, doesn't say anything. I'm assuming that's the OEM one though. But let's get this one installed. Yeah, I just noticed something else. There's a crush washer on here. I never noticed that on that one. So that could have been my air leak the entire time, because I've reused that one now 3 times, never replaced it. So we're gonna be gentle installing this. Most people say use a thread chaser here. My threads are actually really clean. I have not had any issues removing this. Anytime I've removed it, bolts come in and out very easily every time. And the other reason they say use a thread chaser so that you get it go in straight. But I think if you take your time, it's gonna go in straight. Don't rush it, make sure it's going in straight. It's pretty obvious when it's not. All right, it's already getting tight. Okay, now per the manual, it tells you to use a crow's foot, the service manual, and tighten it to 37 foot-pounds. 37 foot-pounds or whatever the Newton meters are. I'll put that on the screen here. Okay. Per the manual, you can use an extension on here, but I don't think I need one. I'm just gonna go straight at it. Well, actually, I think I might use an extension because you gotta be careful not to press onto the body of this and mess it up. Which now makes me wonder if I have already done that in the past. So I will use an extension so I don't mess it up. Make sure nothing's touching. Okay, just pop that off. Rotate it again. Almost there. There we go. That went a lot tighter than I thought it was going to. So actually, I'm just gonna put this straight up to here, and I'm gonna reach in from the engine compartment side and pull it up. You'll see it go, because you can reach your hand behind the engine and grab it. See how it starts twisting right there? I didn't even twist the cable. I'm gonna fix that before we finish it up. So what I did was I reached my hand back there and pulled. Your hand will fit all the way back here. Cold engine, easy to do. Your hand will fit back here easily, and then you can just pull it straight up. I'm gonna put some slack in it so I can take those twists out. And the first clamp is right down there under my finger. All right, so I routed it straight up, gave it a little slack, put it back in that clip, kept going here. Then I went under these flex coolant lines like it was. I went over the top of the metal one. I didn't go under it because I can't fit this end of the plug under it. Like I said, they must have done that at the factory when it was new. Then behind the motor mount, into that clip, back under, just like it was before. Under this one, reconnected that one. So I clipped these together first, make sure I have a good solid connection, and then I'll install it in here. There, one side done. Almost forgot to show you one important thing. So right here, there's a clamp. That's where this is supposed to go. So that's how much slack you're supposed to have on here. Let me pop that in. There. That's supposed to clamp on there, and the point of that is so that this doesn't touch the heat shield, even though it does. But that's where that goes. Just wanted to point that out before I forget. That one's actually a metal clamp. All the other ones are plastic, they're brittle. I had one break just now. So I just rolled the car out the garage, just the back half, so I could get this side. I know, sketchy Jack doing sketchy mechanic things. So I can get the wheel off, so I can get this one out. And you can see there's a little slack in there, there's no tension. Got the clip on there as well. The clip is right up there. Turn the flashlight on. All right, there's the clip, it is right up there. You see it? All right. And in the engine compartment, you can see, now that you know what you're looking for, you can see the blue wire. See the cable comes up there, goes through there. I broke that plastic clip, broke the same one on that side because it's brittle. That's where there's the most heat. But the other ones are good. Ran it alongside there, through there. There's a clip under here, got it in there. Got it in those clips. Around here, no binding anywhere. This is for your airbox, changeover valve, and your master airflow sensor. Airbox wheel needs to go back on, airbox needs to go back on, and then we can test it. All right, so let's look at these now that I got these out of the car, and these are the old ones. How do I know which is which? Because this is the one I cut. So this is the driver's side one. Passenger side one still has a plug on it. So looking at it, passenger side, pull this cap off. Ooh, that was pretty dirty. Actually, I just put that cap on just so I wouldn't rub this on the ground, and as soon as I popped that cap off, just under the pressure of the cap, a lot of carbon came out of there, carbon buildup. Doesn't look horrible, but now that it's out of the car and I'm looking at it, it is pretty damn dirty. The holes are good though. They're not clogged as far as I can tell. You could probably clean those and probably could have cleaned that and reused it. This one, let's see. This one looks the same. It's more burned on one side than the other, but not by much. Doesn't look terrible, but that does tell a story. See how it's not even all the way around? What's that mean? I have no idea. The other thing I noticed was on the passenger side when I was pulling it out, the cable here has been chafed. Maybe it's just the shielding. Let's see inside. Yeah, it might just be the shielding, but they could have, with that shielding chafed, it could have also, with the heat, caused this to give you different resistance, causing this to work differently. So when I installed it, because of that, I was very careful to put that in nice without chafing any cables, without dragging them across anything. That's the only thing I can find. I'm sure you could clean these up, and they're probably, I have no idea how to test them. I know there's a way to test them to know if they're good or bad. I have no idea what it is. They were pretty simple and straightforward and easy to replace. These are the upstreams. The downstream ones are a little harder to get to. You can still do it if you have the car up on a lift without removing the side mufflers, but it's pretty easy just to remove the side mufflers so you have easy access to it. First, actually, let's go, before we even turn the car on, let's go here. Check. Okay, it says I have 6 fault codes, right. Let's read what they are. System 2 rich. System 2 rich. What was the first one? Sorry. Bank 2. Bank 1. And then it's the same thing, just pending. Pending and then permanent. Alright. So we'll just erase those because we know what those are. Now it's going to say that because it won't erase. Erase called erase command, but vehicle still in fault code. Yeah, that's because of the you have to start the car and run it. So let's read fault codes. Probably have just 2 now. Yeah, we just have 2. Bank 1, bank 2, 2 rich. All right. Well, we haven't started the car yet. So let's go here to live data. Let's go. I want to go to custom selected. The only thing I'm really interested in, well, we can pull up a couple things, but I'm only really interested in the short-term and long-term fuel. So I'll select all the short-term and long-term fuel. We'll put engine speed on there. We don't really need it, but oxygen sensor voltage, you want to make sure that they're getting voltage. System current. So if you saw the second one, this one says lambda. I think that's for the second set of sensors. I think. I don't know. I'm not sure. Cat temperature. Yeah, we'll throw that in there just to see what it gets up to. It's going to be, I'm pretty sure it's going to be in 300 some degrees Celsius. And these always say 99%, but we'll just throw them in there and then we'll just hit F2. And so right now everything's 0 because the car's off. So let's turn the car on. And we'll give it a minute. Cold start. I'll close the door as well so you can hear me better. And already short term has kicked on. That's just because it has a cold start. So I'll let this run for a little bit, for a few minutes, and then we'll come back to it. Actually, while we're sitting here waiting, we can scroll through and see what else. Oxygen sensor has voltage, 0.41, 0.41, 0.41. That was similar to what we had before. And cat temperature is surprisingly high. I'm surprised to see it that high. I don't think that's accurate. All right, we'll let the car warm up and then I'll check it here in a second. Okay, so this is slightly encouraging. Now, long-term fuel still hasn't kicked on. The engine hasn't warmed up yet, but the short-term fuel numbers are much closer to 0 than they were before. So that is encouraging. Cat temperature is right. That's what cat temperature should be. I was surprised to see it was in the 500s, but I guess that's just at the startup until it warms up. As soon as it warms up, it has enough airflow that it probably cools it down. So that's the normal temperature I usually see in the cats. It's long term still hasn't taken over, so it's still warming up. And I can tell you that by just looking there. There's my old temperature. And even coolant's not all the way up yet. So far so good. Just let it run. All right, I can tell you, the engine is still cold. It's warmed up. Coolant temperature's almost up, but long term has turned on. Long term fuel trim, and I can tell you these numbers are much better than what I had before. Compared to the O2 sensors I removed, these numbers are a lot closer to 0 than the O2 sensors I had. Now, I won't really know until the engine's fully warmed up and I take it for a test drive. So we're gonna do that here in a minute. While I drive, I've got my scanner here so I can watch the air-fuel mix. I'm only gonna look at it when it's safe. So behind me, I've got my chief inspector, Leo. Leo's sugar mama right next to him. And their kids are right up here in the front. So on the drive here to drop my daughter off, the car did feel better. Felt smoother. The off throttle felt a lot better. So I drove in automatic mode on the way here so that I would warm the engine up and warm everything up the right way, nice and soft. But now I'm in manual mode and we're just gonna drive like I normally drive. Got a nice Audi TT behind me, a Gen 1 TT. Trying to keep up with us. I'm not going fast though. Feels normal, feels the same. Acceleration doesn't feel any better or any worse. But I never had a problem with acceleration, and drivability, the car drove great. Let me turn this thing down. Leo's cheating, he just jumped up here. There's a sugar mama back there, Cookie, aka Cookie Monster. Actually, we're not gonna take the freeway because traffic's backed up. We're gonna take city surface roads here. It is better. I will say it is better. It's not 100% fixed. It is better. Off throttle, I can let off throttle and let it coast, and it is better. But it's not 100% fixed. Still there, just a subtle amount. So does that mean it's right there I just let off 2,000 RPM? You can feel it. You can feel where there's something not 100% quite right. Like it's not hesitating just now. It wasn't hesitating, but you can hear the engine compression. The engine feels like it's got really, really, really good strong compression because it's engine braking nicely. But let's see, let me let off here. I'm in third gear, 2,000 RPM. That's not doing it now. But I can tell something is just very subtle, but something is not 100% quite right. So, question is, do we go ahead and change the downstream? So we've changed the upstream O2 sensors. Do we change the downstream sensors? Or is it time to go get diagnostics? I don't know. Maybe I just need to drive the car. That's the other thing is, maybe I don't need to do anything. Maybe I just need to drive the car, because now with proper air-fuel mix, with working, properly functioning O2 sensors, it will change how the MAF reads I've messed that all up. With proper functioning sensors now, it can use the MAF data with those O2 sensor data, and the ECU can recalibrate and retune the car so it runs better. Maybe I just need to drive the car. I know when you change a MAF sensor, you're supposed to do an ECU reset, and it also takes, ooh, it almost crashed in front of me. You're supposed to change do an ECU reset, and it takes about 20 plus miles of driving your car to fix it. So just sit here at idle. The idle seems better. Looking at my percentages, short term and long term, and they're doing a really, sitting at idle, not moving. They're doing a really good job of trying to cancel each other out, so it's close to zero as possible. So maybe I just need to drive the car more. So the engine response, throttle response, seems a little bit better. The engine seems a little more at peace. It's smoother for sure. Not more powerful, not any less powerful. Power is about the same, but it definitely seems smoother. So right now I'm going through downtown on purpose. I'm going stoplight to stoplight, and I'm in second gear. I did just shift up to third just to see how it would do, and but I'm going first and second gear only, and I'm letting off the throttle every time I'll rev it up, get to 20 miles an hour, whatever, 30 miles an hour, and let off, and to see how the car responds, and it's actually behaving much better. So this has improved the car. It really has. So we are on the right track. I don't know if it's 100% improved yet. It feels like it is right now, though. I'm skeptical to say. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to say, oh yeah, it's 100% fixed, and then as soon as I hit stop record on the video, I let off, and it just jerky hesitation. Right now it feels good. Right now it feels really good. It feels like it is fixed. So I'm gonna keep driving, and then I'll let you know. This will be to be continued. The results are to be continued. We'll figure it out. I think we're fixed. And real quick before I turn the car off, I wanted to check, and I promise you I did not clear anything, but I went to read codes. I'm gonna crop this so you guys can see it. Read codes, and it says no codes found. So default's cleared on their own. So now it's not running too rich, it's not running too lean. It's running like it's supposed to be running. And if I go back to, let's see here, I was looking at live data, custom selected. We're just gonna do short term and long term. Let me pull the camera off there. All right, excuse me there, little dog. All right, so sitting here at idle in my garage, just literally pulled in here. So short term, 0. See, it goes negative, but then it goes to 0. Long term is 3. So all the numbers are pretty close to 0. This was a minute ago. This 3.9 was closer to 0. That's because I've been sitting here at idle. But when I checked it a minute ago, it was pretty close to 0. And from what I understand, that's what you're supposed to have. So maybe it is fixed. Maybe I just need to drive more. And long term, those used to say 99%, and now they say 0. I don't know what the difference is. And see, this is sensor 2, so this is the other O2 sensor. It says 99.2%. Bank 1 sensor 2 and Bank 2 sensor 2 both say 99%. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll let you know on the update what happens next. And next video is going to be something. I don't know. I always say I don't know, and then I make a video, so I don't know what the next video is gonna be. But I'll see you guys soon.